Yeah.
Hello, my little tater tots. It's me, Audrey. So recently I was requested to do a tutorial on how I make my little necklaces. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I will show some pictures here. And this is the person who requested the tutorial, so shout out to them. So yeah, that's basically what this video is going to be about. So thank this person for asking for it. And yeah, I do need to warn you, please be very careful when making these because it does require scissors and sharp objects. So if you're a kid of any sort, please ask for your parents' permission or help if it's okay to do this. Other than that, go crazy and have fun. Now let's get on with the video. Let's go. The material you will be needing is some wire that is pretty easily bendable and movable in order for you to bend. I don't know. A pair of scissors that's able to cut that wire. Please do be very careful. Some tweezers that you're able to use because you are going to need these. Trust me. And of course, some beads. I am currently running low, so yeah, but any size beads will do fine, but these size beads do the best job. But you can do smaller ones like the one Eliza's wearing. So yeah. First step you will need is you're going to take your wire and just unravel it into sort of a long piece. It doesn't have to be long, but I find it easier when it's longer. And of course, do be very careful at this part, but cut it off. Okay, so now you have your little piece of wire. This is where the tweezers come in. You are now going to use the tweezers and create a little loop in the end here. Again, do be very careful. It is very sharp.
Love and empathy are things that we hold so close. Trying to learn and evolve. I'm so done playing piggyback.
Okay, now that you have your little loop at the end, it doesn't matter how big it is, but make sure it's relatively closed. Make sure it's closed all the way, especially if you're using smaller beads, but if they're a little bigger like this size, I'm pretty sure it'll be okay. So now what you're going to do is you can either hold on to your wire or you're able to stick it in something that'll make it stand. So I have this bin of smaller beads that I'm able to use, which these size are good as well, which is how I made this one. But it does mean that you are going to have to close the loop in mainly all the way in order for the beads to not go into the loop. Anyways, so any color beads are fine as long as you're creative with them. But because I only have 2 colors with me right now, I'm gonna do just a simple pattern. So what you're going to do is, this one you can use either the tweezers or your fingers, but I find it much easier to do with the tweezers. So that's what I'm gonna do. So what you're going to do is take the bead, and yeah, I'm starting with metallic, and just put it through the wire. Double check if the loop is in all the way. It is, because this is bigger sized, it'll stay on. So the majority of beads that you're able to have is like a minimum of at least 8 and a maximum of 10. But it doesn't have to be like that. It can be 7 or 9 sometimes, but the maximum is 10. Unless it's more of for a bigger pet, then it really depends on what type of pet you're doing. But yeah, just do this over and over until you think it's enough beads and you like the pattern. So now that you have your little pattern and are happy with it and you are ready to close up the necklace, you are now going to have to do the second loop. But I do have to warn you, this part is very difficult, but just pay attention and you will get what I mean. So now you have to measure out how big you want your loop. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, just good enough for it to stay closed. So you have to measure, bend your wire, and again, this is the hard part. Oh shit, I made it too big. Anyways, that's fine. Now, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to cut the excess off, but make sure not to cut this part right here where the beads are, because if so, it's going to ruin your necklace. So be very careful when cutting. Okay, there. I was able to do it. Check to see if it's right. If it's too small, don't worry about it. But if it's too long and it doesn't fit, you're going to have to unbend it again. That was great English. And cut it once more, a little more. But if it fits and it closes off and none of the beads can get out without so easily, I'm great at English as you can see, then you're good. So kind of like this, it's not too perfect. If it kind of does that, it's fine as long as the loop is closed. So now you can take a pet that you measured out. Her necklace is stuck. And now you can try on. And the reason why I say to find easy wire to bend is so you're able to adjust it. Oh, I think I made it too big. That's fine. But is to adjust it into the way you want it, and that you're able to open and close it without any issues. Put it on your pet, close it off, and there you go. This one's I made a little too big because I used 10 beads, but that's all right. And there you go. You now have an LPS necklace. So that is it for this tutorial. I really hope this helped you in any ways for your creativity and for your LPS accessories to expand a little more, because I do tend to make stuff for my LPS instead of purchasing them. If there are any other tutorial ideas that you would like me to do, feel free to leave them down below in the comments below, and I'll try to see if I'm able to do it. Again, thank you so much to the suggestion, and yeah. But for now, I hope to see you guys in my next video. Goodbye!
I'm frosting. I don't need a man to make my life sweet. Prince Charming just isn't the one that I think I need. You're thirsty, you think